Well, a very good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Candy Talk here on Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Evan Sokinyi, and I'm always glad that you are here with us. And definitely, I'm here with Professor Herman Manyora. We want to look at what is taking place in this country, and of course, specifically getting back to the Central Kenya region. Prof, how are you?
Good.
It seems like we are not moving from the mountain anytime soon.
We are not?
Moving from the mountain anytime soon. It's
Why
like
do you
it's
want to
getting
move?
hot and hot, and I wonder what is actually happening here. I'm getting to know and understand this back and forth between the Deputy President Kithure Kindiki and his predecessor Rigathi Gachagua. Look at how Kindiki was actually talking, and for the first time we are seeing him trying to put some sort of a stern face. But one of the most important things, and somehow interesting, is that he said that those who expect him to be there castigating the president and speaking ill of what is taking place in the government are in for a rude shock, because maybe they do not know what they are talking about or whom they are referring to at this point in time. Maybe alluding to the fact that he's actually trying to have some sort of a completely paradigm shift from his predecessor. Do you think that perhaps the president, the deputy president, as he is right now, should actually just keep quiet and mum, even if things are going wrong?
Well, I don't know. It's between a hard place and a rock. Because if he chooses the path of keeping quiet, it reinforces the feeling in the country that he's a weak person, he's a flower girl. You know, when the president coughs, sneezes, he catches a cold. On the other hand, if he talks, like he attempted to do, I think, the other day, or was it yesterday? There is the danger of believability. People don't believe him. And instead of helping matters, you make them worse. Because if I got it right, he was like trying to, not just to prove he can be tough, but to go at Gachagua.
Yeah.
Is that what you also got?
Yeah, that's what I got from that.
Which is very risky, because at the moment Gachagua is very popular. And they come from the same area, the same constituency. So if you touch Gachagua, that's blunder. You can do your thing without touching a person who is as hot as Gachagua. For now, Gachagua is everything in the mountain. So when you attempt to punch at him, you'll hurt yourself. And that's what I'm saying, is between a hard place and a rock. Yeah.
So how does he actually get himself out of this situation? Because one, we would try to believe that he's also maybe ambitious and would like that position retained in 2027. We cannot rule that
He has
out.
to navigate.
So how does he navigate? Decide that he doesn't.
By avoiding the easy options. What is before him and what he seems to be looking at are the easy options, which do not require serious thinking. He needs to avoid the easy options. The easy options are those two. Keep quiet and people confirm that you are useless. Attack Gachagua and you come out looking very bad, more injured than you are already. Those are the easy options. You look for more serious options. Yeah, I keep telling Kenyan leaders, you don't engage and keep the company of people who cannot think. There's time for them if you are going out for a drink or a rush or somewhere. But when it's time for serious things, please, seek serious minds. Because he must navigate through this. Because you are right. He's ambitious. He must remain the running mate in 2027. He must work towards being president in 2032. That is serious stuff. You don't achieve that through very easy options. Because if you went to do your shoes somewhere, the shoe shine boy will give you those options.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He must engage serious brains to work out what is it, how do you craft, how do you do this without jeopardizing your position and your relationship with your boss. How do you navigate the minefield that is Mount Kenya? How do you make Gachagua lose slowly by slowly the power he has on the mountain without going directly to antagonize him and then eventually and also antagonizing the community? That calls for thinking. So far, I'm not seeing the thinking.
Welcome to Herencia, the heartland of good living, where you belong. A community with endless possibilities. Your path to discovering a master plan gated community that matches your ambitions. Get yourself this must-have piece of paradise with state-of-the-art amenities, constant water supply, good security, tarmac roads, and much more. The best part, availability of buy and build financing services. Don't wait. Contact us today or visit our offices for more info. Buy and build your way at Herencia, the heartland of good living.
One of the qualities for which President William Ruto settled on Rigathi Gachagua back then was what he termed as ground mobilization. That Rigathi Gachagua is a gifted speaker who can actually go out there and speak to the masses, and they listen to him. Do you think that perhaps Kithure Kindiki, finding himself in this particular position right now, is under some sort of pressure to fit in that very shoe of Rigathi Gachagua?
You see, that's what I'm saying. You think.
Yes.
I've advised Kalonzo. You cannot use the Raila approach to Kenyan politics because you are not Raila. Raila is the owner of masses, organic following, fanatical following. If somebody whispered, word went around, Raila is somewhere, within minutes, there will be a crowd there. If you want to approach Kenyan politics and you are Kalonzo in that way, you won't get it. You lose it. When the owner of the crowds come, he will take the crowds when he wants, when he comes. Equally for Kithure Kindiki. He cannot approach the mountain the way Gachagua. Gachagua is a bulldozer. Gachagua is an orator. Gachagua is a man on the ground. Kindiki is elitist. He's up there. Even his own upbringing. Gachagua, and I've said on this show and on other places, that people are underrating Gachagua, saying he's a one-term MP. His background in mobilization. He knows the ground so well. He's an orator. Kindiki cannot be an orator like Gachagua. He knows how to use words to move crowds. And he's also a bulldozer. So Kindiki is not that. He doesn't have that gift. But he has other gifts God has given him. He's far more educated than Gachagua. He's an intellectual. So he should figure out how to approach the mountain without trying to use the Gachagua approach, because he will fail. Yeah. Just like Kalonzo will fail if he tries to work through the crowds. That I'm charging the crowds, I have people. No, the people belong to Raila. Those Azimio crowds, they belong to Raila.
Okay.
It's so bad that even Ukambani itself, unless there's open hostility between the two, Raila will have more crowds than Kalonzo. So if Kalonzo wants to run using Raila's style, he will fail. Okay. Equally, your friend and my friend, Kithure Kindiki, he cannot use Gachagua's style on the mountain. He will fail badly.
So we're looking at a situation whereby it's now the battle between the two who has a say in the mountain. And of course, I would now wonder if it comes down to this, that the mountain has to listen to somebody at this particular moment. And both Gachagua and Kindiki are on board and trying to sway their people to whichever direction they deem fit for them come 2027. What do you think? Who would actually have here the maximum?
I must apologize to you. In one issue I said you are slow learner. Many people have called me coming to your defense, so I apologize. I didn't mean that. And of course, you cannot have reached where you have reached if you are slow learner. Many people listen to things without the context.
And by the way,
they ignore the context.
Jokingly.
So what I'm trying to say is that I have already answered that question. Okay. I have said, if we are talking about the normal platform which politicians use, You can't have Kindiki and Gachagua in the same space.
Okay.
It must be a different platform. So you are saying if they are going to talk to the people on the mountain, who will listen to Kindiki?
So the reason as to why I
But that doesn't mean Kindiki can't reach them. He has to find a way of reaching them. The conventional, traditional way of reaching the people in politics, that in a mountain belongs to Gachagua.
The reason as to why I'm asking this is that I've also seen Kindiki has started hosting at least people from his backyard, particularly Tharaka Nithi, people from that particular place in town.
Yes.
And I wonder, do you buy that kind of
You
idea?
see now, he's copying, he's playing catch up. Playing catch up never helps anybody. There is already Wamunyoro, is it called?
Yeah,
Wamunyoro. People are paying homage to Gachagua at Wamunyoro. You can't start yours in some corner called Tharaka. It won't work. Copy paste, playing second fiddle, it can't work. Catch up. No, have your own way. There are many other approaches. Don't copy what Gachagua is doing because it won't work. He should not establish some Wamunyoro of his somewhere in Tharaka. No. Leave it that. That is now for Gachagua. Come up with your own approach. Yeah, that is different from Gachagua.
So which approach would this be?
He should pay me. Yeah. He should invite me, give me consultants. Hillman Analytica is waiting for him. Yeah.
So what magic is Hillman Analytica going to perform here?
We are the experts in this area. We know. Yeah. Because we are not, not that they don't know. When you are inside the game, you can't read the game and you are inside. It is an expert outside, a manager, a coach who can read the game and even change a player. But when you are inside, that's not, your work is to play. So because he's inside the box, those of us outside the box can see he's struggling for breath. We'll tell him, don't go in that direction. These are the other options. When we explore options, we bring options for discussion with him because he's an intellectual. Say, okay, now Manyora, this is right, but this will not work. Finally, then we have something working. But it can't be what Gachagua is using. That will fail. That will fail. That will not work. That will not work. Not for now. Maybe later, but now it can't work.
And you believe that throwing jabs directly at Rigathi Gachagua, as he did over the weekend,
it is counterproductive. It will injure him. I want to advise politicians to read the mood in the country. People in this country are almost they are too sensitive. You just need to do something small and people are up. Even a policeman just arresting somebody innocently in a crowd, he's even risking his own life. That's where the country is. There is so much anger and so much pain. People are oversensitive in this country. And we must bring those temperatures down for our own sake as a country. So for that reason, I would advise Kindiki to be very careful. Because he could be embarrassed, physically embarrassed. Not because he would have done anything bad, but there's a word I'm looking for, it's lost. It's the level of sense. People are too sensitive. There's a word that I can't remember. People are on edge. There's a good word I can't remember. People are actually, something even innocent, something people would ignore under normal circumstances. It makes people get up in arms. People are evicting people from platforms, from funerals. People are refusing the president's speech to be read. Condolences. Whoever refuses condolences to be read, it's an African. If the president is saying Pole, why would you not allow it to happen? Why? It's because people are overly sensitive because of what we have created. So I'll advise Kindiki to be very careful. He could be embarrassed, which is not good for him. Stop going for Gachagua. Because Gachagua is becoming bolder and bolder by the day. Bolder and bolder by the day. And when he was impeached, there's something Gachagua said. He said, our people, let's not go on the streets. That's not our style. Our people, let's not go into demonstrations or anything. Let's not throw a stone. What does that mean? It means he can also tell the people to do it. If I can tell you not to put on blue, I can also tell you to put on blue. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying. This thing can get ugly, and I suspect it could very easily get ugly very soon. And therefore, I will advise Kindiki not to move in that direction. So that I want him to be free to move in the mountain. So he has to watch. Even Nikina Ruto, even before he began working with Raila, he was going to Nyanza. But what was he going to say? How was he speaking? What are the things he was talking? Was he hitting at Raila? No, even Raila when he was in Kericho. Did he talk ill of Ruto? No, you Ruto ni kijana yetu nilikuwa naye ODM. You know, that kind of thing. So, the mountain to Kindiki is what Nyanza was to Ruto during the campaign. Hostile. The mountain to Kindiki today is what Rift Valley was to Raila during the campaign. You have to be careful what you say in those. They are like enemy territories. So for Kindiki now, he must accept Mount Kenya is like enemy territory in politics. So he has to navigate so carefully that he should not lose that platform. He should be free to move across Mount Kenya, free to attend any function, free to speak in any function. If he goes in the manner he's going, he will lose that. This is free advice. He doesn't have to pay me, but he can buy me a cup of tea. Yeah.
Okay.
This is free advice for which he can buy me a cup of tea. No, he will not pay me. If he wants more, I should pay Hillman Analytica. Yes.
You'll actually...
And I will give him more. But for now, I'm just giving him free advice. Just know that Mount Kenya to you is what Rift Valley was to Raila during the mountain, during the campaign of 2022. And what Nyanza was to Ruto during 2022 election. He still went there. Raila went to Rift Valley. But you have to be careful what you say. Otherwise, you will not go there. Zindio. So for now, let him consider Mount Kenya hostile territory. For now. That's being realistic. And then he will navigate. He'll find ways of reaching his people. After all, these are his people. He's their son. He's their brother. He's one of them. He'll find a way of reaching them. But if it is by beginning to punch at Gachagua, he will lose badly.
Do you think Professor Kindiki and other politicians from the central Kenya region who are allied to the president are actually underrating the influence and power of Rigathi Gachagua in this particular region?
I think, to me, they are overreacting. They are reacting. They may know, it's conscious or unconscious. They are reacting to Gachagua power. It is touching them. It is making them jump in their skin, out their skin, consciously and unconsciously. Denial is a very important phase in these things. The first stage is denial. So they are at the stage of denial, perhaps, because this is tragedy to them. This is grief. The loss of Mount Kenya to them is not a joke. It's like the loss of a person close to you. You deny that it has happened first. That denial is what these people are going through, perhaps. So we will understand them. But they should not stay there long. These are politicians. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from Professor Herman Manyora here. We are looking at that battle between the former Deputy President and the current Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, and Professor Kithure Kindiki here, who definitely has the control and influence over the Mount Kenya region. Well, you can weigh in and tell us what you think. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for being a part of this family. Till we have this conversation again, have yourself a lovely day. My name is Evans Okinyi.